Good evening and happy Sunday, Nigerians. Thank you so much for joining us. Sincere apologies for starting way behind schedule. It's been a chaotic day for me. I hope you understand and please forgive me. Make we just enter inside the business. Sharp. I promise I'm not going to waste on time. Sharp, we'll go finish and we'll go release on to go. Make I just give a quick update of things that they happen for inside the country. And with my Sunday tonic for inside the house, we could just do a sharply, quick one. Now, for inside a recent interview with Channels Television this evening, with Shenwo Kimbaloye, Falana don't blast President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Really, in fact, he talk a lot of things. It is what he talk, my mouth no go fit talk and finish. Because as he blast them, he can't dey talk about the subsidy removal. Can't say even the World Bank and IMF, they even advise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu say, in fact, saying the top countries, them, including the France where President Tinubu dey now, and the UK and US, said they subsidize both lights, or that is energy, and agricultural produce for their people. Say Tinubu make our government gather the mind to tell IMF the truth. Gather the mind. Now you tell our president. Well, I'll let you in on that conversation. Now, Peter Obi don't go Oyo State. Visit Olubadan designate Ladoja. And he talk a lot of things for inside there. Hey, Imo communities don't lament poor state of rural roads. Call for government action. Government, come and help us. So this is something else. Meanwhile, Akpabio don't tell Nigerians. Say, you see, as he get to do with hardship, not gonna do patience. Not gonna we have patience without Jonathan. We have patience for inside this crisis who would get now because we know see these Tinubu reforms, it will help and pay off at the end of the day. Now DSS officers don't assault Anambra commissioner. If you see what they do the commissioner for Anambra State, and me if I not go play that video because of YouTube policies. They in fact they showed the video showed DSS officers assaulting Anambra commissioner Patrick Agamba. That one will go also let you know into that conversation. As it gets to do with security, a group don't tell Ozodinma to protect Imo citizens so or stop your position, quit your position, leave your work if you know go fit protect Imo citizens. The insecurity done too much. As you they talk the protection of citizens right now. Yet Allah don't hail Enugu state governor. Say, well done. What you they do well, we're good. The way they use settle peace between farmers and herders for Enugu state, they very good. All right. I'm gonna let you into that conversation very quickly. ICPC don't recover 700 million dollars looted funds. That is, they recover $700 million looted funds. Dollars, so, and then 7.3 billion naira from abandoned projects. Will they come back? And as it gets to do with the hardship, more hello don't talk, say it is unjust to demand more tax from Nigerians amid waste and corruption. INEC has not confirmed ADC yet to, especially their state leaders, but he don't clarify. See, now only the federal leaders or national leaders now then don't confirm. They never confirm the state leaders. As a matter of fact, Oga spokesperson of the ADC, Malam Bolaji Abdullah, he don't blast to maybe Kachuku say, what is this one? In fact, you not be member of our party, so what are you talking about? You not be our member, we don't know you. Nigerian police don't talk, say they know they bossy anymore, say they don't be very civil right now. Say Nigerians now trust police more than ever. And they call them directly. AIG don't the boost, say police don't do good. Is that the case? I'd like to hear from you. 2027, Nigeria can't afford another wasted electoral circle. ADA, ADA. I don't know whether not the new or whether they want to register, but I'll let you into that conversation very soon. And then we'll go on to other issues. You remember that monarch way from Ogun State, where he be Osun State rather, where he be say that is Oba Joseph Oloyede, where they in jail for US because of COVID-19 relief fraud. Yes, in fact, and evidence don't show how he be saying been they previously convicted of immigration fraud. And in lose 1999 appeal of that immigration fraud. That means in the ex-convict. That's what they talk. Now, bandits don't attack cattle settlement for inside Kwara community, burn vigilante vehicles and thief plenty cows them waka comot. A nightmare, a disgrace to Nigerian government. Senator Nwoye don't lament collapse of Onitsha, Aguleri, Adani highway communities them. As this, in fact, those communities don't they cut off totally. For Ogasuludo, Anambra State, now in this Sunday happen. Well, make I call my Sunday tonic, make it come sharp, come put my photo. Sunday tonic, sir. Prince Ross is Chilaka. Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm very well,
You're,
thank you.
you're looking dazzling today. That's
Are
good.
you are you kidding me? You men like it when ladies look like African women, Abby. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind words, sir. All right, so let's get started very quickly. Falana, with this thing when you don't talk about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we could just start with that one, especially in the face of this subsidy issue with Nigerians, this so far like this. Well, before we go to let's even start from the crux of the matter. I think talk about how
But
fuel even the cheaper for
by
Togo
virtue of section,
because of government policies. The same Dangote fuel what did they produce on Nigeria? They cheaper for Togo, pass for Nigeria what they produce them. All right, let's take a listen to what he has to say.
by virtue of section 14 of the FEMA Act of 2007, there has always been a provision, there was a provision that 5% users charge, that's the language, would be deducted by the government and paid to an account. 40% will be allocated to the federal government to fix federal roads, while 60% will go to the states, state agencies to fix roads, state roads. Unfortunately, the law was not implemented. So by 2011, the state of the roads have become so terribly bad. I wrote to FEMA to fix the roads. And I wanted to know how much have they collected so far between 2007 and 2011. FEMA wrote, told me, replied to the fact that the government had never given them the money. And so, we now turn to the government. Why have you not done your duty under the law? Embarrassing the circumstance, the government transferred the sum of, I think, 832 million to FEMA to fix the roads then. It was a lot of money at the material time. We had experienced terrible devaluation of the currency at that time. And then the battle continued. By October 2022, Senator Bassi, the Senate chair on FEMA, disclosed that the federal government was owing 1 trillion. And you know what was being done was that the money was being deducted from source. In other words, it was built into the price by PPRA, you know. So the government was collecting the money, but the money was not remitted. This new tax will challenge the government to find out what happened to the collection of the money in the past, so that we can start with having the 1 trillion released to fix our roads. And then the government has said, we're not about starting the new tax, the fuel tax. We are going to consider other variables. So I guess the government wants to go back to the drawing table and ensure that it is not accused of multiple taxes or double taxation, because consumers will pay VAT for buying fuel. To now have additional 5%, I think this is what Nigerians are complaining about.
So
and for what we just read today, is that the fuel taken from Nigeria, the Dangote fuel, is now cheaper in Togo than Nigeria. I think about 65 naira. So the government will have to review these developments and ensure that more hardship is not imposed on Nigerians.
Now, you look.
All right, so these are a few of the things we can get to talk, but let's get straight to where he also addressed the IMF issue very quickly so that I could put more to say. You know, see, this issue we get to do with Dangote, in fact, in terms of policy, really, and the ease of doing business for Nigeria. And I'm waiting to be say a lot of business people don't be complaining. A major problem what we get for Nigeria with this. And let's get to see what he had to say. Or listen to what he had to say about subsidy.
Try to impress on the government or the authorities in the country. There's no way you can remove subsidy. There is no country in the world that has abolished or removed subsidies completely. Even leading Western countries like the United States of America, United Kingdom, France and others subsidize electricity, subsidize agriculture, and many aspects of the lives of their people. So, when the government say we are removing subsidy, as a matter of fact, if I must say, it is IMF and the World Bank that insist that the government must remove all subsidy. We ask the government, develop the courage, muster the courage to tell this Western imperialist institutions that there is no country that has succeeded on the basis of the prescriptions of the Brethren Woods institutions. And that is why we have to review the economic program of the government. It's not by taking one, at a time. It tends to be holistic. You cannot devalue the currency. You cannot dollarize the economy while you are also removing subsidies. And at the same time, you try to single out public political office holders with a view to increase their salaries and allowances. When you do that, you are provoking the people. So the government will have to, as I've said, in removing subsidy today, what is shared at the end of the month by way of statutory allocations has tripled what was shared before the removal. For instance, I think it was May 2023. What was shared by the three tiers of government was 655 billion naira. In July this year, it was 1.8 trillion. In August this year, it was 2 trillion. So the government at the federal and state levels, and at the state, local government levels, will have to reflect the increase in statutory allocation in the services, social services made available to the people. So you cannot, and that was why I campaigned in this forum that the government will have to be a full-fledged member of the BRICS, not a partner member. No. So that we can take advantage of the opportunities in that organization, whereby we can begin to ditch the dollar, promote our own currency right now in the government and outside the government. The dollar is the king in Nigeria. It shouldn't be so. A situation whereby the president was announcing gifts to footballers in dollars, not in naira, will have to stop. So we must promote the naira, strengthen the naira.
All right, so very quickly, this interview was this evening on Saturday's Sunday Politics with Seun Okimaloye on Channels Television, Indie Tokam this evening. And, it talked about other things. And you see the examples when you give about international communities or some Western world like France, UK, and US, how then they subsidize a thing or the other for their people, and why Nigerian government should gather, according to him, to muster the courage to tell IMF and all of those people them. Let me take your reaction before we move on to other issues, sir, since we're having a quick one this evening.
I have said, and I'll keep saying it, that the president's pronouncement on the 29th of May 2023 that subsidy is gone was the height of presidential recklessness. It was the height of insensitivity. It was the height of, what do I even call it? It was the height of a man telling you that he doesn't care what anybody says or anybody does. If Mr. President was as smart as he claims to be and as as a strategist as he claims, I am telling you, the president would not have embarked on this journey of subsidies gone on that very first day. Don't forget that as at the time your president said subsidy is gone, There were no ministers. The economic team was not there. He didn't consult with anybody, not even with his vice. So it was just a one-man decision. That is to show you the tendencies of a man who wants to become a dictator. And the unfortunate thing that happened after that is that, the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Trade Union Congress, the National Association of Nigerian Students, the medical doctors, all these associations, the civil society, everybody went to sleep. Nobody questioned it. Nobody queried it.
For him, Falana himself, and also human rights lawyer, how come people like him also they quiet throughout the subsidy? Now that they realize, say every country. I mean, nobody here comments now. Say South Africa, they give their citizens lots of social benefits, including medical care. I mean, this person don't talk before Mr. Charles here. Don't talk before for this platform. Say medical care treatment now free. Now free for inside South Africa, ordinary South Africa here. So how come we're just realizing it that some of these things are, subsidized in most countries, and now they notice say
it is precious. No, precious. Don't say we're just realizing it. I've always known it.
Okay.
But I see the problem with Nigeria, the problem with leadership in Nigeria is religion in one hand, tribalism on the other hand. So as such, we have thrown away merit. Merit is not in the front burner of leadership in this country. So what is playing out now is that suddenly it has dawned on every Nigerian that hunger, poverty, unemployment, lack of good health, lack of good roads, these things don't recognize religion and tribe. So we are all suffering and now everybody's feeling the pain. And that is why you see everybody now thinking as if there is no box. So people's eyes are beginning to open to realize that, man, it is no longer Uhuru. And that is the bone of contention. And looking at it, I've said severally that each government have a way of holding Nigerians down. They come with this story of palliative. Palliative. And I ask, when did we reduce Nigeria to a society that we have turned into a palliative country? So when the people begin to complain, the government will say, we are giving you cash transfer. We're giving 35,000 naira to 2,000 households. Yet, this is the same government that has not been able to provide a database of where these funds are sent to. So for me, everybody knows right now that this whole thing that your president talked about, and he said that subsidy is a scam, Mr. President seemed to have joined those who are scamming Nigeria as well. Because he can no longer get out of it. He cannot explain it out anymore. There's no amount of explanation that the presidency or those working under the presidency will give. And so the second problem we have, the major problem, is the fact that a lot of people in government are liars. They pretend to love the people, but in actual sense, it's about their greed and selfishness. I was reading an article earlier today, and I was really upset with myself. And I said to myself, why is it that we no longer have sane elders in this country? We no longer have sane statesmen in this country. I think a former governor of Kogi State was reacting to the issue of, I think it was on a program, was it yesterday? And they were asking him about the fact that Mr. President said, and I quote, if I don't give you electricity within 2 years or so,
Don't make me look for the video. Nights don't come. Make we hurry up.
if
know
I
what see that
come back
video.
a second time, don't vote for me. And you know, this man responded in a very shameful way. He said, when the president talked about electricity, he didn't mean the one that comes from the national grid alone. That the president,
but the one in my generator.
Exactly. He said the generator and the solar. That those were the things the president had at the back of his mind.
Is he the owner of the sun?
And that, no, let me finish. And that for him, he used to spend 200,000 naira every month buying diesel, excluding the amount of money he paid for being on band A. But today, he's saving a lot of money. That he now spends about 70,000 naira on diesel because he's now on solar. And then they asked him again, all the people in your community, are they on solar?
Can they afford it?
He said a lot of them, a lot of people are on solar, a lot of people are, that because of the fact that national grid is not providing enough electricity, that Nigerians are beginning to look for other means of providing electricity for themselves. And that it is the policy of government that has made people to begin to think and look for other sources of energy. And I looked and I said, this man must be insane. This man must be on high, he must be high on cheap drugs. So this is the mindset of the elites in this country. It's all about them. It's not about the ordinary Nigerians. So nobody's bothered. And it is rather very shameful. Now, you talked about Dangote. You talked about, Dangote and Nupeng and all of that. Let me tell you the truth. Dangote, that we all know, there's nothing to hide. Dangote enjoys monopoly.
But Nupeng also have their own issues. You know what? Do you know that in each liter of fuel in Nigeria that is being lifted from any filling station, even from imported fuel, Nupeng has 1 naira per each liter of fuel. What are they doing with all those money? So people are saying that what Nupeng is doing is they're trying to protect their pockets.
Everybody in Nigeria is selfish. And everybody tries,
whose expense now?
Everybody tries at every point in time to take from the ordinary Nigerian, the ordinary poor man on the street. And that is the truth. I have said it and I'll keep saying it, that if you allow Dangote to monopolize the transportation of petrol, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. In other words, we become a country that is dependent only on Dangote. So what happens to our own refinery? Are we going to close down NNPC and sack all the workers there? Individuals who own their own trucks under Nupeng, what happens to them? Are we not saying that it is only Dangote that will not supply the petrol need of Nigerians? Now, the question Nigerians should be asking Dangote is that, why is petrol cheaper outside the shores of Nigeria? After all, they say charity begins at home. So why is it that he's not ensuring that, the petrol price in Nigeria is cheaper anywhere than in Togo? It shows you that even Dangote himself is not being sincere to Nigerians. He's not taking the plight of the ordinary Nigerians into consideration.
No, do you blame him? How about the cost of doing the business? How about the cost of operating?
The cost of doing the business that you do and you go and sell in another country cheaper, precious, what are you talking about? Does he have a refinery in Togo? Is it not the one that is refined here that is transported to Togo?
Have you also put into account our marketers and the conditions at which they lift his fuel? Remember, he's been at loggerheads with them.
No. Yeah, he's the one that fixes his price. He fixes his price. There is nobody that's in business to lose. Everybody's in business to maximize profit. You recall what played out between Dangote and the NNPC over the price of importation of petrol. And Nigerians kept asking Dangote, what is the landing cost of a liter of petrol? And how much is your own cost of a liter of petrol? Did Dangote ever tell you that till today? In other words, Dangote too has joined the cabal. I remember he talked about cabal. He has also joined the cabal. He wants to be the head of the cabals. And that is where this is headed to. So in all of this, talking about this 5%, you know, the funny thing about this 5% is I've listened to...
Somebody just stated something. He said, how about the exchange rate? That Naira to dollar is more expensive than CFA to dollar. It may be a point.
No, Precious. Let us, Precious, please. Precious, for goodness sake, let us be civil here. Right. And let us be very strict. Let us be civil and sincere to ourselves. You want to tell me now that if you manufacture, say, the lenses you are wearing in Nigeria, and you want to sell it in Nigeria, you're selling it a piece for 1,000 naira. And then you take it outside Nigeria, and you're selling it a piece for 500 naira. Please, what is the sense there? I need to know. The same production line. Even the transport of sending it there is much more cheap, much more expensive. So there must be something Dangote is not telling Nigerians. And Dangote needs to be very honest with Nigerians. Now, we're talking about this 5% on petrol itself, because I hear that the other side products are not included. But I ask, people have come on air, government officials, to say, oh, the 5% is not taking effect in January. But it is at the discretion of the Minister of Finance, so I'm told, to announce when he thinks that 5% should be implemented, or that 5,000 naira, 500 naira for every 10 liter, 10,000, isn't it? And I ask myself this question. If we are saying that it is at the discretion of the minister, what happens if the minister had a fight with his wife overnight and gets on the bad mood and comes to announce that that percentage should start tomorrow? What will Nigerians do? In other words, the life of Nigerians is in the balance. So every day we are waking up, we are scared, holding our hearts and hoping that the minister will be in a good mood today not to make that announcement. And you think this is how to run a country. But then government will come out and tell you, oh, this 5% want to use it for infrastructure, want to use it for development. There's a toll gate, a tolling center between by the international airport. You're aware of that. Precious, that road in that vicinity, that road, is anybody taking care of it?
Since this administration, that toll has been increased 2 times or 3 times. Since this
exactly. So where is the money going into?
I'm telling you.
Why are you maintaining the roads?
And it's operated by
it's getting worse. Why is government not doing it?
I said that before. And why government agencies go to increase something when government they tell us to manage, but then they tax government agencies to increase their revenue generation? I don't understand why that has to happen.
Earlier today, I had a program on radio, and my guest said something. He said, "Look, that government keeps increasing. That the problem with government agencies or government parastatals is that the federal government has turned every parastatal in Nigeria, or agency, or MDA, whatever you want to call them, they have turned them into revenue generation. And so nobody cares. We're talking about, proliferation of arms in Nigeria. We're talking about drugs coming everywhere. You hear them every day seizing drugs. You hear them every day seizing arms. It's because two things. NDLA has become revenue generating. The Nigerian customs has become the barber in revenue generation. So nobody cares. All the CG wants to hear is that, all the government wants to hear is that we have beat the mark set for us and we're moving forward. So the core responsibility of manning the borders, the core responsibility of ensuring and facilitating trade is being thrown to the dogs. So this is the problem. When everybody's generating revenue, it becomes an issue of what matters most is the revenue. Take for instance, we have in Lagos, we have three major commands of the Nigerian customs. We have the Apapa command, we have the Tinkan command, and we have the KLT command. Precious, I will tell you this for free. The Apapa and Tinkan command, they treat the KLT command like a bonded terminal. If you want to move a box from Apapa or Tinkan, you will, there's so much road, so much bottlenecks. Why? Because Apapa, if they release the quantity of containers that KLT want, they believe that their own revenue will drop. The same applies to Tinkan. But all this revenue is coming into one purse, and that is the federal government. So this competition that the federal government itself has created is a problem. And that is why the Nigerian police now looked at it and say, everybody is generating revenue. Let us also generate revenue. They came up with the CMR. Because they want to generate revenue. They want to be in the good books of the president. So how can you run a country like this? Today, your governors who could not pay 70,000, your governors who were quarreling with Nigerian Labour Congress over payment of 70,000 minimum wage, some of them will wake up from sleep because they seem to have so much money in their hands, and yet they're not using it for development. They're not telling you they want to pay 104,000. They want to pay 90,000. So everything in Nigeria has become politics. We have politicized everything. Is it the health sector? Doctors, are they not on strike? Doctors are on strike. And what is the government doing about it? University lecturers are on strike. I think they began their own strike as well. What is the government doing about it? So every sector in Nigeria is dying.
Doctors have now postponed their strike for 2 weeks. Have given 2 weeks ultimatum to meet their demands, or they continue, on a major
That's the welcome development. But why is government failing to meet them? Why? If you have so much money that you are sharing amongst the states, and the states, nobody's monitoring them, nobody's holding them accountable, no sign of any development in most states in Nigeria today. So why are they getting so much funds? Even the one that the federal government has, we're not seeing anything to show for it. We're not seeing anything. Nigerians are being taxed and taxed. I mean, today I witnessed a woman whose, I think, daughter had a born. She didn't have money to buy drugs. Precious. Is it not painful? Is it not sad? If it's in Nigeria today, if you fall sick, God forbid, and you don't have the money, you just surrender. You just wait on God to take you.
Don't try that stunt at home. Don't try that stunt. That's a stunt you cannot try at home. Now, speaking about this hardship now, Akpabio has said that Nigerians should endure the hardship, that it will only take a while, but that everything will okay. It will be
Please, Akpabio that is talking. Please, Precious, hold on. Akpabio that is talking for Nigerians to be patient and endure.
That the
He's asking them to be patient and endure. Please, Akpabio, when did you fast in this country? When last did you, Akpabio, Senate President, skip a meal in this country? Do you know how much a bag of rice is costing? Do you know how ordinary Nigerians get money to feed their families? Today, we're not even talking about 3 square meals anymore. Some families don't get to eat, a full meal a day, 1 meal. Some families go to bed empty hunger, and yet you are saying they should be patient. Akpabio, please stop collecting salary. Everybody in the Nigerian Senate and the Federal House of Rep, they should stop collecting salary for the next 1 year. What they have collected enough will last them for 10 years. If you have 3, 4 cars, please start using one and dash out the rest.
So you mean the Senate
These
President
politicians are precious. These politicians need to be very careful. Our politicians need to be very, very careful. What happened in Naples, they should be careful. They are pushing Nigerians so far. They are really, really pushing Nigerians. You cannot be living in an air-conditioned house, air-conditioned office, air-conditioned car, and you're telling the ordinary man on the street that is finding it difficult to eat one day. You're telling him to be patient. That is a mockery. That is laughing at the poverty of the people. And Akpabio is fond of doing that. Akpabio needs to be very, very careful. Honestly speaking.
Okay. All right. So moving on, since we're still talking about the hardship very quickly before we move on to other issues, we have quite a lot to talk about. I think who said that Moralo? Yes. So, former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kingsley Moralo, has also described as an unfair the demand for more taxes from Nigerians amid the profligacy and corruption by leaders. Say the stealing did too much. So why he be? So why they not fit tackle the stealing? In fact, he said something. He said that that self-entitled elites lack transparency. That's what he said. He says the profligacy and corruption in what passes for governance in our country, Nigeria, makes it unfair to expect citizens to pay any additional taxes. While taxes are an important part of social contract, the question must first be asked: what have the revenues from oil and numerous loans we have borrowed been spent on? Let's answer that question first. He said accountability is a core principle of governance. It does not exist with our self-entitled political elites. While the tax reform laws are broadly in a good direction, the core question of accountability and transparency must be addressed. So, do you agree with him that it's only fair for the government to be a little bit more transparent with what they do with that tax money and all the other
when the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came up and started talking about tax reform. I remember, I think it was either on your show, so I said, it's not an issue of tax reform. Tax reform is not the problem of Nigeria. Tax reform is not what we should be talking about now. And I said clearly that the problem we have is accountability and curbing corruption in the system. All the taxes that have been collected for now, what has it been used for? Who has given account of it? So it's not about, inflicting more tax on the people as if we're in a slave camp. No, it's about being accountable, being resourceful, being sincere about the funds that are given to you. So anybody that thinks it's about, tax, collecting tax here and there, no, it's not. So I totally agree with him. This idea of, every now and then, tax. You look at what the banks are doing to Nigerians. You withdraw money, they tax you. You deposit money in the bank, they tax you. They send you SMS, they tax you. At the end of the month, they collect maintenance charge. They collect ATM card maintenance. So we just have too many collections of the Nigerian people. And now you're saying that anybody from next year that wants to operate an account must have tax ID. Do you know the import of that? No matter what you tell the ordinary Nigerians, so long as this whole thing about lack of trust between the people and government, there's nothing you will tell Nigerians that Nigerians will believe. There is a full trust deficit, and the government is not doing anything about it. And that's why they have gone to the market. People are like, you will find out very soon that a lot of Nigerians will no longer put their money in the banks. And it will not defeat this whole new system that they want to put in place, that they've been trying to put in place, cashless society. It will defeat it. Because it will go back to when our grandmothers used to put money under their bed. And a lot of people will do it. People will now start building all this biggie.
And how about robbery? How about robbery incidents?
Well, collateral damage will happen. But then, when people don't trust somebody, when people don't trust the government, they find a way to survive. And as I keep saying, Nigerian government needs to begin to think as if there's no box. The people are suffering. The people are going through a lot. You need to apply empathy in ruling people.
All right, sir. Just on the side, you don't have to respond to this. The presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, today visited the Olubadan designate, Oba Rashidi Laduja, at his Bodija private residence in Ibadan, Oyo state capital. Now, he noted that the socio-economic and political industry of Nigeria would not be complete without Ibadan being mentioned. And Obi added that Ibadan land had always played a pivotal role in both the socio-economic and political history of Nigeria. And people are saying that, oh, you don't go do one more begin, to build connections again. But let's move straight to Imo State.
No. See, people who are saying that kind of rubbish, they don't understand what it takes. Peter Obi is not looking for governorship of Enugu State. He's looking for president of Nigeria. And for you to be a president of Nigeria, you must reach out. You must reach out. So people who are saying that are myopic, they don't even understand anything. By the time you check it, you find out that they're all APC members. People who are dying in hunger. They are doing, stop it, I like it. Hunger is killing them. They are pretending that all is well. Their paymasters are already enjoying themselves. While the miscreants are the ones suffering. But they will never honor because of shame. Because they are ashamed of the fact that the party they are supporting is betraying Nigerians or has continued to betray Nigerians. So anybody that's saying that Peter Obi is dead, people should leave Peter Obi alone and face Bola Tinubu, who is the president, who is inflicting pains on the Nigerian people. It's not Peter Obi.
Hi, see the message I just got to them from this Mr. Charles Inihe. He said today his younger sister took 2 of his kids back to boarding house. She said she told him that out of 160 children, only 20 were able to pay their fees. The rest were sent back home.
Well, you know what the schools are doing now?
This is crazy.
They say without receipt of payment, you cannot enter the school.
Do you blame them? They have to operate. I don't even know if we should blame them too. But wait, though, if our government schools were very functional, who would care about the private schools?
See, Precious, now you're bringing an issue that I've talked about separately. I am a beneficiary of government school. I am a beneficiary of a school built by late Latif Jakonde in Lagos State. As at the time I went to secondary school in Lagos State, it was real competition between government-owned schools and private schools. And government-owned schools were always top-notch. But your wicked, greedy, selfish politicians have killed everything in this country. That is why they send their children abroad to go and school. And yet those miscreants who run around them, who follow them, who cannot even marry their daughters or even marry their sons, are all over the place dancing Makosa. See, I beg, Precious, you just spoiled my mind this night. You spoiled my mood this night by bringing in this whole thing about your Senate president.
I'm sorry. So, I mean, he also said, Mr. Charles further said that in the school today, children were crying. And this is an international school in Ibadan. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. You see, when we are saying these things, I don't know if our government officials live in a paradise of their own or that is different from the reality of Nigerians. But I know about the reality of Nigerians. And it's
Precious, I just told you what the former deputy governor of a state said about electricity. So that is to let you understand the mindset of your leaders.
In they receive Alawi as deputy governor now, so whatever he is. So I mean, he doesn't understand what the average person says. Let me go to your state, Ojari, very very quickly. Let me
Which
show you
state?
your state now. I'll show you the road in your village. Sorry, your state. Shebi, he said I have expatriates leading my state. Well, let me show you the road to your village and what is going on here. He's very
And this will
familiar.
have a governor who stands to wave
This this
on the
road is very
presidential jet.
familiar. It's around the Keduro. Oh
Yes,
yeah,
now.
Ngwano, let's go. I'm coming.
Precious,
Now,
precious.
sir, wait,
You
now
don't
let
need
me
to
give you
go
the
for.
news now. You
Wait,
know, go let
calm
me
down.
finish
Like, no, no, no,
now.
no. You remember? I think it's about a month ago when
Okay.
you were showing picture of uh, video and picture of states you claim the governor built. I mean, roads the governor built. And I remember that day I told you, I said that governor is showing you what does not exist in Imo State. He's not a sincere man. Hopus Odima is not a sincere man. Hopus Odima is the worst governor that the whole of Imo State has ever had. Because what you have in Imo State is nothing but 419. We don't have a governor. Look at the road. Look at it. Look at the road. Tomorrow somebody will come to social media and post some funny pictures and video and tell you that, oh, hope is his own renewed hope is top notch. So tell me, Abia State is even far better than Imo State now. Formerly, Imo State used to be a pride. But today, where are we? Where is Imo State in the map of Nigeria in terms of development and infrastructure? Hope Uzodinma has not done well for Igbo people.
Oh yeah, let me finish the news now. I never even start the news. If you don't the ginger, make her finish the news so that I go get more things. So you go you tell your governor. Since we have an expatriate, they say our expatriate had Thanksgiving service today. Both our emperor and the junior emperor that wanted to be, none of them attended Thanksgiving service. So make I leave her. You see, I want to make me they save myself from River State story so that I go protect my mental health. You know I don't joke when I say protect your mental health. But let's get straight to Imo State conversation where we heard here that some communities in the 27 local council areas. So, and I get local council areas too.
They follow Lagos now.
Okay. Some communities in the 27 local council areas of Imo State have lamented the poor state of roads in their respective areas and called on the state government to take adequate measures to address the issue before they are cut off from the state. Now, they noted that although the state government is trying, in road construction within the capital territory, but after capital, could work, much attention needs to be given to rural roads, which they said have become death traps for the people using them. Now I remember Mr. Anthony from Chicago. I remember that he used to be the defender of the universe for Hope Uzodinma, that he's worked to. I mean, Anthony and your friend Mr. Mop, they used to say that that he built road, though, that if you go to where now road is good and all that. People in the rural areas are now complaining. They say the rural roads have become death trap. This is a road, and you know the funny thing about this is a road in a village in Imo State. And you see, Tinubu campaign posters already did it. Poster boss did. Even the poster boss self won't sink for the road. In fact, he don't sink. You see, they push him. That is the campaign poster boss sink inside the road. And they will use a campaign for 2027. No. I don't know if you understand me. And they will come win election for Imo State for 2027. I hope those of them candidates go win. But this is what is going on here. Well, let me finish the news. Now they noted that although the state government, they said speaking with newsmen, the community heard from one of the villages in Owerri West local government area, Nzemasel Osondo, narrated that virtually all the roads in the council are in a deplorable condition, worsened by rainy seasons. He hinted that plying the roads are like embarking on a journey of death owing to serious accidents on them, even as road users unintentionally engage in violating traffic rules while trying to avoid the bad spots of the road. In fact, he said a lot. He said, without missing words, many roads in Owerri West local government area and across other local government areas in Imo State have remained in a deplorable condition, so he said. And while Executive Governor Hope Uzodinma, your brother, made commendable strides in infrastructure, but they say this one he no try at all. At all. In fact, make I not talk too much because it's very long. Bottom line, they say across the local government areas and especially the rural areas, say the state of on a road on a village, now nothing to write home about. Ngwa, You went to the village recently, did you, sir? Explain to us how it was like going to your
Oh,
village.
I thought when I came back, I told you that hope is deceiving Imo people.
Mm.
And it's not only hope. This is what all these governors are doing. They concentrate on the capital. Every governor that comes wants to redesign the capital to the detriment of the other local governments. The painful part of Imo State is that even federal roads in Imo State are abandoned. Federal roads are abandoned. So anybody who comes and says, "Oh, Hope has done this," Hope is, I keep telling them, I said, the 104,000 naira Hope says he will pay, is not going to pay it because Hope is not a sincere person. How can you be a governor going to 8 years? Look at the state. Look at look at the roads. And then people will come out and tell me tomorrow, you're always attacking your governor. I am attacking him because he's not being responsible. He's not doing what he should do as a governor. There is no road to my own village. There is no road. Hope knows that there is no road. So those who come out to say ABC governors are doing the best, they are not. Across the entire nation, what they are doing is concentrating at the capital. They look at roads that have been done before in the capital. They continue to redo those roads. If you recall, Rogers built a bridge from that led to his village, and the bridge collapsed. It's really, really shameful the thing that's happening in Imo State. A state where the likes of late Samu Mbake did so well in 4 years. He put the state on the map. He made sure that Imo State was reckoned with. Please, what is the legacy he hope is going to leave behind? The only Rogers left the legacy. We saw it. He left statues. That was his legacy. What is Hope going to leave behind?
The hand of God.
The 4,000 youths you promised to take to Europe, where are they?
Okay, so this is not the only road issue that we have in the southeast. So we not get only this road issue for southeast because other areas they want to get road issue for southeast. Make I just bring all the matter come
Precious, let me tell you the problem. Let me tell you the truth. The
sir.
governors of the southeast, most of them, I won't say all of them, most of them don't even understand what they're doing. Most of them are just wicked. I will shock you. During the time of Rogers, we had one of his deputy there was a female. She constructed road to her own house and ended it there. Yes. I think it's Okwon or so. Yes. They constructed road that led to her own house, and that was ended. We don't have leaders in this country.
Okay, so very quickly, we promise not to waste too much time today. It's almost pursuing 1 hour. So, in the same light, residents of Anambra North and parts of Enugu State have been left stranded as the Onitsha 33 Aguleri Ayamelum Adani Federal Highway collapses completely, cutting off commuters, farmers, and local business farmers from their communities. Make a look whether go fit get the picture, make a show now, so that those people away from that village, they go fit find the road to their village in case they don't recognize their village road again. Let them know that this is what it now looks like. Right. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's it. At the common, let me finish giving you the story. So the lawmaker who represents Anambra North Senatorial District, Senator Tony Nwoye, on Saturday led a team of stakeholders on a spot assessment of the highway, describing the situation as a nightmare and a disgrace to the federal government. Now, federal road, though. Now, federal road. Now, he lamented that the road which links Onitsha through 33 Junction, Nkwele, Aguleri, Ayamelum local government area, and down to Adani in Ozowani, Enugu State, has become totally impossible to pass. I know if it give you all the lamentation when you lament, but make us stop am here. Eh? It is tiring. This is the state of the road
Precious,
in
you have
Sir,
you have Engineer Umahi, who's your minister for um,
that is exactly what I'm saying now. That's the state of the road. That's
yes.
the road.
He has left the core business he should be doing to fixing roads. He's been this is to show you this is a man who says that the entire Southeast must vote President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is a man who is promising to deliver the Southeast to the president, yet there are no roads to lead people to their houses. So when you see people talk about marginalization in the Southeast, this is what marginalization is. You recall, I think it was on your program, we recall a few months back, when we were looking at the projects that we were seeking approval for in the National Assembly. There was none in terms of road for the Southeast. You remember? And then tomorrow somebody will come out and tell me the Southeast will vote for APC come 2027. Even if everybody in Southeast is drunk, me, I will not vote. Because this government has not done anything for the Southeast to make us want to vote for them. Look at the federal road. Is it not a shame? And Dave Umahi is your minister. He is busy constructing Calabar Coastal Road. Meanwhile, the other small roads linking people in their states, he has abandoned it. That is how callous your ministers are. That is to show you the kind of people you have as ministers. Tomorrow now, when he finishes as a minister, he wants to go and retire in the Senate. That is why you have governors who didn't pass their WAEC. Governors who didn't do well in their schools.
He finished from governorship straight to Senate now. He retired, he left the Senate when he
That is why all the governors who could not deliver in their states, most of them are in the Senate.
In fact,
they come there to sleep and drink coffee.
Now that we're talking about Hope Uzodinma, a pressure group in Imo State, the Mazi organization, has asked Governor Hope Uzodinma to protect its citizens following increased insecurity or quit his job. Say the insecurity too much, make him protect her or make him just leave the job.
The man that you're asking to protect the indigenous of Imo State, does he live in Imo State? You saw him the other day when he was standing at the airport waving at the plane of Mr. President. That is where his office is. He's always in Abuja. He's always in Abuja. How do you want to protect your state? Well, what the governors are doing is what the local government chairmen are doing. Most local government chairmen across the country don't stay in their local governments. All they want is to be elected as local government chairman. Give them 1 month, they move out, they go and find another house. Which governor wants to protect the people of Imo State? Is it not when you are in the state to supervise the affairs of the state that you can protect the state? Well, those who are looking up to Hope to protect them, to provide good roads for them, congratulations to you people.
All right, so very quickly, the Magban, that is the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, they don't congratulate and thank Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State, saying in make a timely intervention for the problem we BC then gets with rural people, because they had an attack on their cattle where they attacked about 6 cattle headers, and then they also, attacked some cows. They rustled some cows. I don't know if they said it was in a reprisal attack based on what's been going on in those communities. But then the governor immediately swung into action, responded immediately, and settled the situation. So they're thanking him. You see, one is making effort to ensure peace in his state. And that's how
Precious, for me,
for peace. Peace.
Allah. Like I keep saying, when you seek for peace, it goes with justice. Any peace without justice is peace of the graveyard. So whatever Allah wants, let them come out. They've never come out one day to condemn the Fulani headsmen. They have never. They find it difficult to apportion blames. But the moment cattle are rustled, the moment somebody dies, they come out. And they begin to sing. Sometimes they sing praises, sometimes they sing condemnation. What is wrong? What is holding them from coming out to say, Our brothers, cattle runners, the Fulani cattle runners, please stop the killings you're doing. Stop the mayhem you're causing. Because they're the umbrella body. So whatever they are saying, for me, just hypocrisy and nothing else.
Okay, so straight to Anambra State. Let's quickly visit Anambra State, where there's a video I cannot play because of YouTube politics, showing operatives of the DSS allegedly or rough handling. That's what the video shows. The Anambra State Commissioner for Youth Development, Patrick Agamba, and the footage shared um, by Uche Nwora, a special advisor on general duties to the Director General of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, shows several security officers rough handling the commissioner, with one visibly punching him in the head, continuously. According to Nwora, Agamba had allegedly blocked the entrance to the Onitsha General Hospital, preventing DSS personnel and others from accessing the facility. Now, he noted that while the reasons for the commissioner's actions were unclear, the use of force by the DSS officers are condemnable because it was just too much. If you see what happened, the kind of force, the beating and the harassment and the pushing, it's just something else. People are saying Anambra State again. And by the way, I don't know if you've heard the buzzword between the Anambra State governors, the wife, and Madam Ikunife. Madam Ekunife has been given the wife has said that she was
I wish
defending.
I wish I was standing now.
She has only known Soludo since her life. The Ekunife is lying, no. She's lying.
Precious, I wish I was standing. I would have danced like wicked. Yendeba, 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 yendeba. See, let me tell you, to promote lawlessness, because our leaders are not being honest, sincere, because our leaders are not being truthful. Sometimes the treatment that the ordinary Nigerians suffer, they too need to the man that was beaten
Your audio is having an
this
issue. Your audio. Listen to your audio. Go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can manage to hear you now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I said, the man that was beating blue blood, the security operatives, ordinary Nigerian, if he was a commoner, because that is what your leaders want to refer to us as commoners. If he was a commoner, would the news have carried it? The news is carrying it because he's a commissioner. But this is what a lot of ordinary Nigerians go through daily in the hands of security personnel. And nobody is there to help them. I will not agree, I will not support violence in any form, but we must begin to redirect the mindset of our security personnel. They must begin to realize that for the fact that you're wearing a uniform does not make you more superior than the man that is not wearing one. For the fact that you're carrying a gun, it does not make you superior to the man that does not have one. And it starts with reorientation. You see how a lot of policemen talk to you when they stop you, to check your car. You see how the military men, some of them at the checkpoints, talk to you when they stop your car. So it is something that we need to reorientate them. And I'll tell you the truth, every Nigerian today is suffering from depression. Most Nigerians are suffering depression. Most Nigerians are suffering anger, vexation. So at every opportunity, they want to leash it out. And this is because you have leaders who are not doing the right thing. If our leaders were doing the right thing, you would not have a commissioner using his car to block anybody. This is the country you saw a honorable member telling an Uber driver, do you know who I am? I can waste you and nothing will happen. So the Nigerian politicians have so taken advantage of the Nigerian people. They treat the Nigerian people without respect. It is the attitude of these leaders that these security personnel are pushing out on the people. So for the commissioner, is unfortunate. Commissioner, sorry, You know, let us hope that those who did it to you will be punished. But Commissioner, beg, no vex. Now the thing we're not letting Nigerians they suffer every day. You just got a
But,
little bit of
but
it.
not vex so. But the Assistant Inspector General of Police (AIG) in charge of Zone 17, I think that covers Ondo, Ekiti, and yeah, Mr. Jani Omolabi. He has said that the Nigerian police are now more civil in their dealing with Nigerians citizens. That as a matter of fact, the Nigerians now trust them very well, and they come to them directly now. That there is more trust.
Precious.
Sir, sir.
Take whatever the high command of the Nigerian police tells you. Take it with a
Mm,
pinch of salt. We
mm.
know we're out there. You and I were always out there. We know what happens on the streets. We know what happens on the streets. Few days ago, the Lagos State Task Force have been on the whole of the Amuot of it, destroying people's shops and illegal structures, as they call them. They move around with policemen, lastman men, all manner of uniformed men. And the policemen are the ones who carry the gun to scare people away. So where's the friendliness?
All right. So very quickly, whilst we just wrap up with this, we can't attend to all of the conversations, but very importantly, we hear that Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), the brother of EFCC, who only need to hear their voice too much. They say they have recovered 700 million US dollars in stolen funds hidden in a foreign account or hidden in foreign accounts, in their words, and alongside 7.3 billion naira traced to abandoned projects in local government areas across Nigeria's northwest and northeast. The northwest, and northeast. Now, the ICPC chairman, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, disclosed this uh, last week or during the week yeah, that's what he said. Now, what does this mean? First of all, we're looking at only northwest and northeast. This north, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're fighting with our president. And now they've discovered 7.3 billion naira abandoned properties and 700, that is abandoned projects rather, and 700 million US dollars in bank
I mean,
disappeared.
Precious,
Sir,
beautiful.
very
This is
wonderful. That's
beautiful.
what I'm saying. I
But
don't,
the
I don't,
question is,
mm,
who has been arrested? Who has been
yeah.
persecuted? If you say something is missing and you find it, did the thing miss on its own? Did somebody not steal it?
But they've just told you the direction where they traced it now. The
No, no, no,
north.
no, no. In northeast and northwest, it could be anywhere. It could be in Chicago. It could be in Cotonou. Is it only in Nigeria you have northeast and northwest? And you don't forget your compass. So if you believe that you have recovered money, well, how many arrests have you made? How many people have been persecuted? Because these figures you're talking about, they didn't work on their own. Somebody must have used pen and paper to move these funds. The banks you found this money in, how many of their managers or MDs have you called to question? If this money leaked from the ministry, how many ministers or permanent secretaries or directors have you called to question? So don't just throw figures at us as if we didn't go to school. You can't come and tell us you have recovered money. You recovered money from who? Maybe Precious, are you sure they didn't recover it from you? Because the way you are defending this matter. So we should know, they should let us know who the money was recovered from. Not just to come and tell us, you see when the NDLA catches drug carriers, they put their picture, they give them EFCC apron and banner to wear, and they showcase them. So how many has ICPC done? How much of it? Who have been arrested? Who have been prosecuted? Oh, because the money has been found. So to your test, oh Israel, come on. No, no. That doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
All right, Prince Francis Chilak, unfortunately, we don't have enough time. We would have attended to as many more things as possible, but I think I have to wide that Juma at the backyard already. Let's just get to listen to him very briefly while we'll call it a day. Because, Mazi, am I number what's going on here? This dressing, I don't understand. Have they given you a chieftaincy title in River State? What's going on? Good evening, sir. Welcome, Mr. T.Y. Danjuma.
Greetings, precious. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Please just go
My
ahead.
brother Prince, how you do? Well done.
And on your side,
Ah, we give thanks. We just
this one you don't dress like wicked. Be like say the consultant for Rivers don't give you contract.
I just come back from visit to see precious brother. Look, I whether the rumor why they hear whether it's still there okay, but I think he's still there, still there. They
Say he will
speaking.
talk to her on Thursday. I don't want to talk about I
They
will
they
not talk
they
about
speak
it
in tongues again.
because
So,
he
but
will come now and say that he was not sick. That's I don't want to talk about it. Now make a rubbish of whatever we say. That's why I don't want to talk it. That's why I carried fake news. I'm not going to carry that news. You put leave me alone. They will come talk say, sister, they don't talk. Say he will address us on Thursdays. He will talk on Thursdays. They don't talk on Thursday. Say you go hold media briefing again on Thursday.
okay,
To come show
okay.
more nothing do him.
We thank God. We thank God, Sha. We thank God. I see the roads where you dey show for Anambra and
You
where
not see
and Imo.
village roads there.
Huh?
You see what resemble your village roads there.
I not even this one a federal road. Those are that one good now. That one express now. Make you check. Make you go check Asaba Onitsha road before you get to the bridge.
Ah, that one, dead trap.
No, so
The,
this
no,
one
the
is
way
always
they,
seen an express. This one so we
the
see
way they
an
set that trap, the way they set that trap.
Oh,
Ah, it be like
so
there's somebody just wake up one night, tear the road.
yes. So when you talk about state roads and all those ones okay now. This one a federal road, major trunk A road, link road. You get money where you dey take they spend, they go do Lagos coastal, Calabar coastal. You get the one where they do from Badagry to Sokoto. You get the one where they do for whatever, all the big money where they spend. This one, now just to patch a motor down, make it take good, if you do. Every last year was so. In fact, last year it was worse. This one now, the same thing, express. And if you run that Bini or a road, you go feel ashamed for Nigeria. Nigeria is just I don't know what we will talk
You know,
again.
you know, you know, you know, Benin bypass don't collapse.
I don't know I don't know. I don't know. And then people there they praise this man, say they do well, they do well, they do well. The places where the money should be spent to address the basic needs of people. They're not they put up. And yet you say you have made a lot of money. You don't even your non-oil revenue, your forecast for this thing. You don't get them. These are the things we are saying. That if you are making all this money now, paper now would the same. In terms of translating it to so that people can see clearly to the well-being of the people, so they go clap for you. They know this year. We just dey hear all these millions over our head. ICI, this one you do this one, you do. We don't, they don't feel it. These people don't feel it. We have not seen a decrease in people back home calling us every day. We haven't, in fact, it's increasing. We haven't seen a decrease. That's a testimony for us. Say, okay, things are getting better. They say food prices are coming down. But you would think that, now when there is insecurity, you think that the farmers have started, they don't they go farm. They're not going to farm. What they're doing is that they open this thing so that the importation will come. And that's even worsening the situation. So they are importing food. But for how long will you do that? That's pressure on your foreign exchange. That's you are not allowing our domestic this thing to thrive. So eventually you find out this not cut and nail. This carpenter cut and nail type of carpenter way they do just to make a table or make a chair for someone to sit. That's not how these things are run. You think through policies. You have them on the short run, on the medium term, and on the long run. You not be all these things where somebody will just think of something, say let's just go and do this thing. You don't think it through, you don't experiment it, you don't follow up. Maintenance culture is totally zero. All the infrastructures are down. You are talking about new roads. What of the ones where don't dig ground? Why not keep them tip tap first of all before you begin to embark on new projects? Roads are bad, particularly this rainy season. Yeah? Now rain is coming. We are going to have flooding. Now we have had this perennial flooding all the time. What measures have been taken to ensure that these things won't continue? It's not rocket science now. You know what the problem is. Now just to articulate solution. At the end of the day, people go die, then you go around go give them 20 million or 60 billion or 1 billion or whatever. You know. So these are some of the issues. You will think that as they come, that they do medical tourism, they come, they see the things where they happen here. You will think that when they go back home, they will have better ideas of addressing, the problems of the country. These are small things that we're talking about. Nations are going to the moon. They are going to. They are thinking. They are thinking out of the box. They are doing. Look at Rwanda. Look at Rwanda. They are now doing flying cars. We don't think big. We're thinking of road and this thing. That's the level at which we are in. Every day you're talking about road, flooding. You're talking about, what kind of country is that? What kind of country is that? People are thinking of using AI, using technology to do great things. We are still talking about no water, no light, no this thing, as if for years, as if there is no solution. I tell you, and yet over here you go for some graduation. I work in the university. You go for graduation. You will see a department. You go see where you see Nigerians, maybe not 3 or 4. They are at the top now. They are among the best 3, 4, 5. Consistently. And people they wonder, this same Nigeria who they hear say Boko Haram, Ansaru, Lakorawa, Mahmuda, all those. This same country where they kill them. This country where corruption there is. This country where they hear all these bad things about. And yet, these people are doing great in the various places where they excel. So, what's the problem? Precious, I don't know whether you know the problem. Prince, what is the problem?
I
The
don't know.
problem is greed, selfishness, and corruption.
Say me, I know they know anything. I know they know anything.
What is the problem? Abi, you go help me ask Wike because nine know nine.
Go. We plan to Prince Francis still like I won't run. Come on, think get waiting they go do.
Okay, Prince.
Come and be going. Come and be going.
Night don't they come. You try. In fact, I'm morning over there. Though.
Yes, it's already fast. Time is already fast spent. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Okay,
Prince.
good night.
I'd like to say a big
Right.
thank you to you. Good night, please. I say a big thank you to you. Thank you for coming through and sincere apologies for keeping you this late. It's very unintentional. Please forgive us. Hoping to see you again on Friday, sir. Thank you so immensely. Thank you. And to Nigerians, thank you once more for being a part of the show. It's always a pleasure to have you guys share your thoughts and reactions on conversations around the growth and development of our nation. We won't stop talking. We'll keep talking so that our country will someday get there. I love you guys very, very much. Protect your mental health, though, because wahala need to finish. Now, he who thinks and worries about the problem of Nigeria runs away, lives to worry another day. So please don't forget that too. Protect your mental health. My name is Precious Ingi. Always a pleasure to be with you. I love you. Have yourself an amazing evening. Good night. And wishing you a successful week ahead, by the way. Good night and God bless you.